Now, more corruption allegations have continued to rock the Buhari administration. This time, it involves senior officials of the administration and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, who are said to have illegally sold off 48 million barrels of stolen Nigerian crude oil and shared the proceeds. The officials involved are yet to admit or deny the allegation.
It is becoming a case of 1 week fresh trouble for the Buhari administration as senior officials continue to be linked to corruption. The latest may be the biggest hits yet uncovered in the highly opaque dealings in the country's petroleum industry, if the claims made by a whistleblower is substantially verified. The lead was let open by a Mexico-registered oil and gas trading company, Samano, which claims officials of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, the former chief of staff to the president, Abba Kyari, and other representatives of the government connived to sell about 48 million barrels of stolen Nigerian crude oil in China. A letter addressed to the group managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, through a law firm, Lord's Temple, the whistleblower points accusing fingers at the NNPC group managing director, Mele Kyari, and the president-led chief of staff, Abba Kyari. The stolen crude, the highly coveted Bonny Light grade, was said to be held up in different ports in China. Senior administration officials were informed of the existence of the crude by the Mexican company in hopes that as a whistleblower, the company would be entitled to the 5% post-recovery. But through a backdoor arrangement, the said deal was sealed and the crude sold off on the authorization of the NNPC and the late chief of staff, who until his death was on the board of the NNPC. The money involved, about $2.5 billion US, based on the average price of Bonny Light crude as at the period of sale in 2015. A US-based journalist, Jackson Ode, led the expose.
This is a letter from the DSS. This letter clearly shows that there was oil theft moved to China, and also indicates that they were willing to assist the company in the whole matter. This is a letter from Mele Kyari, which is an NNPC email address, promising to help the company solve the issue. This is part of the letter also. This is also a letter from Samano, to former DSS, about the oil theft and the sales of the oil theft. This is another letter from Samano to the former chief of staff. You can see right there, the stamp of the former chief of staff. It's meeting him of the oil theft. This was written in 2015. This is part of the letter too. This is also another letter from NNPC on the crude. These are pictures. This is a picture at the Hilton Hotel. This is the current GMB NNPC. These are representatives of Samano, the Hilton Hotel. This is a picture of Samano guy and General Umar Muhammad retired in his house.
It is not clear whether the $2.5 billion US proceeds of the sale was remitted to government coffers.
Stolen crude. If you remember, in 2015, Buhari was frequently speaking about stolen crude. In fact, there's a letter Buhari wrote to the Chinese government, asking them to help, which means he knew about it and he was doing what any president would have done. He asked his allies to go to China and track this stolen crude and make sure that it is either returned back to Nigeria or sold, and the money put in the Federation account. But none of these trusted allies he sent to China went to him and said, "Sir, we have found the crude. We have sold it. This is the money." They decided to do the deal behind the president. They stole the crude. They also stole the money they sold from the crude and shared it among themselves.
The whistleblower claims to have been completely blindsided in the deal, even after it had entered negotiations to legally purchase the products from the government, an offer that received no response. Instead, the whistleblower says his attempt to seek redress resulted in different forms of harassment, threat to life, and other forms of persecution, which led the company to institute legal proceedings against the officials. AIT has reached out to the NNPC for a reaction to the claims, but has yet to receive any response for over a week. For now, Nigerians are waiting to see how the Buhari administration redeems itself from the latest scandal and provide convincing answers on the whereabouts of the $2.5 billion. Ogianawe Udwimo, AIT News, Abuja.